My name's Danny Diliberto, founder of Ladles of Love. It was founded back in 2014. Communities we work with are all over the peninsula, and we're working with 138 beneficiaries now. We've grown exponentially. We've been able to do that because of all the kindness that we have experienced from individuals and corporates such as Interbet, who just want to be part of the change.
It's time for race 6 now, and race 6 is a fillies and mares 74 handicap set to be run over the 1,000 meter trip. Race 6 goes off at 3:30, and as you heard from Dees in the previous race, race number 6 will be your last chance to get a pick 3 bet on, if that's the bet that you fancy on the Monday afternoon, which is the 4th of April 2022. Race number 6 does seem to be a competitive race where I think quite a few horses do have winning chances. Number 1, Stingray, 2 from 2 over the distance, 1 from 1 over course and distance. She won a nice race last time out, beating Magically. Is she the horse that they all have to beat, Dees?
Yeah, it looks that way. You know, this 1,000 meter on the poly track is a special distance, and things need to go your way. When you go over the sprint distances from 1,000 and 1,200 meters, it's usually the fastest horse from point A to point B on the day that wins it. And it's all about pace and how they go, the way the track's running. Well, the poly track is obviously standard, but when you get a bit of rain about, as you've come to know it can be a bit quick and difficult to make up the ground. So in the small field, the quickest horse of late, it seems to be this horse called Stingray. Glenn Cotson and Donovan Dillon will team up from draw 1. You have to applaud the team the way this horse is going off late, because last time out that was a superb performance to get the job done, beating Magically, who set the fractions up front. This horse did really well to go and fetch Magically that day, because Magically on her day, she seldom, was going to throw in the towel when her mind's on the job, and she had a low weight as well. So this horse Stingray could possibly be the right horse when it comes to a horse who would be looking for a roving banker in a small field. But the runner that keeps catching my eye is Beckoning Beauty, Louis Courson's horse. And I'll tell you why, because last time out, it was good to see that return to form from this filly. Yes, she was coming down in the ratings, and this time round with Gabriel Peterson claiming the 2.5 instead of the 4 last time out, I don't think it's an issue at all. So she is the possible horse that I'm leaning towards as maybe the right horse as a roving banker. But to answer your question, of the, 7 runners, right? 8 runners that go to post, I like 4 horses in no particular order. 1 we touched on, 4 I touched on, 6 I give a mention to Magically. She'll be the quickest out the gates. And then number 5, Flashing Katrina. I just want to let you know, it's not just about finding races and running your horses. There's a lot of discussion, whether it's with the owner and the jockey, and sometimes even the agent. When it comes to where you're going to place your horses and you want to put a jockey on. But Com has been adamant about this filly, that she runs the best races around the turn, and he's expecting the pace to be on. Well, he knows that, and we know that as well with a horse like Magically in the race. So he thinks that if the speed's on, and she's in such a good space now, she's so well back home, he didn't want to, say, I can wait for a 1,200, but if that race comes along, then I have to look for a draw, etc. It cut up into a small field, so he doesn't think she's out of it yet.
5 tries over the distance for 1/3 and a 4th is a bit concerning. I think she's a lot better over the 1,200 meter trip on the poly track, but the pace will certainly be on, and she'll be doing her best work at the finish. I thought an interesting runner could possibly be the 3 horse Antica Amore. I know she didn't beat too much on when she won last time out, beat Perfect Appeal. Perfect Appeal has won, and County Kildare ran 4th in that race. Mukhtar to ran 3rd. We'll see how Mukhtar does go on the Sunday when she does take her place. And there was only 4 runners in that race, but all she could do was win, and she won after a rest, first run in the province. I think she could possibly improve on that win. It doesn't seem to be the strongest of field where form is too strong to go by. If you take out the 1 Stingray, and possibly if you take out the 8 Our Emily, I think Antica Amore at an each way price could possibly be one to include.
Yeah, I'm with you on the strength of that form line last time out. I know Perfect Appeal came out to win. There were 4 horses that went to post there. It wasn't the strongest around, and when Perfect Appeal won as well, what did she beat that day? There were some strugglers in that field. So, yeah, Antica Amore, I'll see how she got. Personally, I think, As a 3-year-old, she's got a mark of 71. She's going up against horses here. Look at a horse like Fashy Katrina. Yes, she's a 5-year-old. She's a 72. Magically is a 54, and she's quick. Stingray, a 77. Beckoning Beauty has come down to a 63. It could be more to come from Antica Moore, but I'm going with the rule here, and you know the rule, Ryle. I'm going with, if it's more than half the field, and you have to include the field. So I've included on the head 4 horses, so I'm including my 4 horses. In no particular order for me, pick 6, jackpot 1, 4, 5, and 6. Your 4?
Sure, it's a bit more tougher for me. The 1 Stingray, I'll include the 3 Antica Moore, the 4 Beckoning Beauty. These gives her a chance to. Number 8, Our Emily, corner offer rise for Michael Roberts, and possibly the number 6 Magically, who is super quick. So in terms of the pick 6, I might as well go the field in this lineup.
Well, Ryle's in the field. Camp, race number 6. I'll go 1, 4, 5, and 6. Hopefully the numbers you've included come through in the exotics race number 6.
It's Donovan Everett from Cape Racing, and I'd just like to say it's an absolute pleasure to be involved with Intrabet and Cape Breeders in this golf day today here at Pearl Valley. It's fantastic for the industry to see all the relevant stakeholders coming down and having a good time and networking, and it's exactly what the industry needs right now in terms of moving forward and recreating some positivity to take us forward into the next year.